This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and this is your Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And we've got a couple of massive games tonight in the NHL playoffs, as the Jets host the Stars and the Leafs shift their series to Florida. But let's start with Leafs-Panthers Game 3. Because I don't want to get too excited, but this year does feel just a little different, doesn't it? And it definitely looks different for Mitch Marner, who's getting the unexplainable magic of the playoff baby bump. Friend of the show, Martin Baron, referenced it. Playoff babies are lucky, and it's nothing new to Toronto teams. Everyone remembers the birth of Fred VanVleet Jr. and how it swung the Raptors' fortunes, and arguably played a huge part in leading them to the title of 2019. Come on, just look at those numbers and try to tell me the new dad bump in the playoffs isn't real. Marner has been writing M on his sticks for his new son Miles, and he's looked great the last 2 games with a goal and assist. I mean, the timing was perfect. I think everyone expected a little too much after the baby just dropped and it was Marner's birthday. Like, it was just a combination of too much pressure in that game, but the fact that he pulled it out last game with the game-winning goal, come on, that was for the baby for sure. And on the Florida side of things, they kind of look a little worn down and slow. Matthew Tkachuk looks hurt, and Bobrovsky has not been the same guy in these playoffs. The only one who's really showed up these last 2 games is Leafs killer Brad Marchand, who's got a goal and 2 assists in the series, which puts him up to 11 goals and 21 assists in 30 career playoff games versus Toronto. That's more than a point per game pace, and 22% of all of his playoff points. I don't know what it is with Brad Marchand, but he absolutely loves playing against the Leafs, and this trend has continued. Like, he didn't score a goal all last series, now all of a sudden he plays the Leafs and he's showing up. Why, Bradley? Why? And before we go, let's bring up the Roberto reaction meter. My excitement is there, but it is tempered, okay? Let's remember that FanDuel still has them as underdogs tonight. It's like minus 210 right now, which is kind of insane to think about, but the Leafs could still do that thing that the Leafs do. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it tempered, an excitement but tempered. The Jets are back in action tonight as they're hosting the Stars for Game 2 in this second round series. And let's start with the biggest potential news. Yesterday, Jets head coach Scott Arniel said that Josh Morrissey had a good skate and was a game-time decision for Game 2. Then, according to our own John Liu today, we have a video of Morrissey wearing the usual, quote, first pairing navy at morning skate today. Another positive sign that he'd be back in the lineup. Morrissey was also included with the first D pairing when Liu tweeted out the lineup for morning skate. So yeah, all signs point to him being back in the lineup tonight, with Arniel later saying that he will, quote, probably play. But when it comes to Game 1, it's safe to say it didn't go Winnipeg's way, as a disappointing offensive output, paired with Mikko Rantanen's hat trick, helped Dallas grab the win and more importantly the series lead. While it's only 1 game, the loss puts the Jets in some real danger if they lose again tonight. Through NHL history, teams that have dropped the first 2 games at home go on to lose the series over 80% of the time. But even with the stakes of this game, Winnipeg should be feeling pretty good heading into Game 2, because they have an impressive track record of bouncing back. This season, for example, the Jets are pretty solid in games following a loss, as they've won nearly twice as often as they've lost, and are outscoring opponents by a combined 25 goals in those games. But the trend is even more relevant for Winnipeg in the playoffs, specifically for Connor Hellebuyck in Games 1 and 2 of a series. Over the last 5 years, Hellebuyck has had his fair share of playoff struggles, specifically in the opening game of a series. However, more often than not, he bounces back in the next game. Just look at the difference in those numbers. And that's exactly what happened in the series against St. Louis, as after a tough opener, he had by far his best game of the series in Game 2. I do think Helly's gonna be good Helly tonight, and the Jets will make it even. Time now for Saucy Sounds presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And let's head to Vegas, because the Oilers are up 2-0 in the series after last night's win, but it wasn't without some controversy, as Victor Arvidsson probably should have been called for this penalty for pushing Brayden McNabb into the boards moments before the Oilers scored the game-winning goal. McNabb left the game, Edmonton won in OT, and Bruce Cassidy and Mark Stone were not happy with the missed call.
Well, it sucks to lose a player like that. He's a big part of our team, so we'll see where that goes. I don't know what his status will be. Listen, Gord's looking at it. He blew it. He missed the call. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a can opener trip. It's a dangerous play. It's all those things, but it didn't get called, so you got to keep playing. It hurt. It stings to lose that way. Next question.
Pretty clear it's a penalty. His stick's between McNabb's legs. He sends him head first into the boards. Pretty clear-cut penalty in my eyes, and I think everybody's eyes, right? It's unfortunate. Now we might be down a D-man, and we'll see tomorrow, but yeah, it's just a dirty play.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it like they see it. Unfortunately, the refs didn't do the same. To the association, and the battle of potential MVPs shifts to altitude tonight, as SGA and the Joker get ready for Game 3 of their best of 7. And OKC really bounced back after that Game 1 loss, putting up 149 points in an absolute beatdown of the Nuggets in Game 2, led of course by SGA, who lit up the Nuggets with 34 on 11 of 13 shooting. And he didn't even play in the fourth quarter, as the Thunder had put up 124 through 3 quarters and led by 48 going into the fourth. Now even on the road, the Thunder are still favorites for Game 3, as they're giving 5.5 tonight on FanDuel, with a really high playoff total of 232.5. You can watch Game 3 between the Nuggets and Thunder tonight on TSN. Cards begins at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. But before that, we got Game 3 between the Cavs and Pacers. That's it for me today. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a great weekend.